Did you ever speak to Chris Rock after the slap? Because he's your mate.
Yeah.
I would have been straight on the phone.
The Oscars night when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock remains one of Hollywood's most shocking moments. Recently, comedian Rob Schneider opened up about the incident on the Kyle and Jackie O show.
Kind of was my mate getting
No,
slapped.
but
going,
I was in a sticky situation because I was actually,
Offering unfiltered insights into what the slap revealed about Smith's true nature. Let's break down his explosive comments and the wider implications of that infamous moment.
an elected official of the union at the time.
Oh.
Will Smith is a twat.
Oh, I liked him.
Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more such engaging stories. What really happened? Schneider described how the slap shattered Will Smith's polished public image.
Will Smith has been hiding the fact of who he really is, and it was exposed that night.
To do something like that in front of millions of people to one of the greatest comedians of our generation, it's unthinkable, he said.
He's really an asshole.
But
he's a deep, dark thing. To do that in front of all those people.
According to Schneider, the act wasn't just a lapse in judgment. It revealed a darker side of Smith that many hadn't seen before. A carefully built persona falls apart. For years,
To a really great, legendary comedian who's literally the best comedian of our generation.
Sure.
You wouldn't have like this.
Will Smith had cultivated an image of being Hollywood's most likable guy. Charming, relatable, and inspiring. Yet, that single moment
This whole wave of comedy that came after, if it wasn't for Chris Rock, he's kicked open.
at the Oscars exposed cracks in the facade. Schneider's critique hit hard. He's not who we thought he was. Schneider also pointed out the absurdity of the moment.
From the doors. So for him to do that, but I wasn't allowed to say anything at that time because we were part of the committee.
Initially, Smith laughed at Chris Rock's joke about Jada Pinkett Smith, only to storm the stage moments later after noticing her disapproval.
I
Right.
was supposed to punish him.
And how do you punish him?
Wow, wait. Just back up a second. Hang on.
I wanna know what
Will
the punishment
Smith is
It all happened in a span of 10 seconds, Schneider added, comparing the chaotic scene to something out of WWE rather than Hollywood's most glamorous night.
like, for me, when I met him, right, I always say.
Like the nicest,
yes.
most wonderful. He's a
The real problem: violence as a response. What does the slap say about handling conflict? Schneider, along with many others, stressed that violence is never the answer. Everyone's under pressure these days, but most of us don't resort to
Yeah.
liar. Complete, utter fraud.
Really?
It was exposed in that time.
Okay, we all thought it.
smacking someone because they made a joke, he remarked. He even drew comparisons with Donald Trump, who faced public roasting at the White House court.
In that time, he was under all this pressure, though. And
I
there
didn't.
was
I
it was a
thought-
I've been
snapped
under pressure.
moment.
Oh, well,
You're
Kyle.
right.
Correspondents' dinner. Instead of lashing out, Trump turned criticism into motivation for a presidential run. That's how adults handle things, Schneider noted.
Kyle's been under pressure. You've been under pressure.
Interesting you say that about
No,
Will.
no. Will
because-
is a douchebag, and that
Jim Carrey's perspective actor Jim Carrey also weighed in on the controversy, questioning the Academy's inaction. If anyone else had done that, they'd have been escorted out.
that's something that you can't. The thing is, that's how politically correct the Academy is.
Right.
That they were so.
Or even arrested, Carey pointed out. The fact that Smith was allowed to stay and accept an award was, in Carey's words, shameful. Schneider agreed, adding,
Cowardly. Because if I would have done that, they would have been hauled out to prison. But because like they were so worried about being,
that the Academy's delayed response felt more like damage control than a principled stand. Days later, they issued a 10-year ban on Smith, a punishment many
racist or whatever, they were like, we can't be. The point is, violence is what it is, and whether who.
considered a mere slap on the wrist. The misguided defense of standing up. Some argued that Smith's actions were a way of defending his wife. But as Schneider put it,
What the color of your skin or your religion doesn't matter.
Sure.
If you commit a crime in front of other
this wasn't about protecting someone from harm. It was a joke, mild at best. Smith, who started his career in comedy, should have known better.
people, you get hauled out of there.
Yeah, but didn't you also sort of think, oh, he's standing up for his missus? You did.
If words bother you that much, fire back with words. That's what comedians do, Schneider explained. Responding with violence only turned the spotlight on Smith for all the wrong reasons.
Didn't like that?
It doesn't matter. You can't hit another dude. If you're standing up for your missus, it's a joke. And like,
The fallout and what it means. Beyond the immediate backlash, the slap overshadowed the achievements of others that night. Ariana DeBose's historic win and Questlove's award were drowned out by headlines focused on Smith's action.
I also thought it was a very mild joke, and it was
He turned Hollywood's biggest night into a spectacle about himself, Schneider lamented. The incident also sparked wider conversations about accountability and celebrity culture.
And that
Quite a
she's
slap,
there.
though, right? Quite a slap.
I mean, it was so much. I mean, I literally was, I forget what it was.
What kind of message does it send when someone gets away with this just because they're a big name? Schneider asked. The Academy's reluctance to act decisively highlighted the influence of wokeness and fear of backlash.
I wasn't watching it. I was in Mexico directing a film, and my
Over taking a principled stand. Lessons to take away. At its core, the Will Smith-Chris Rock incident is a cautionary tale about ego, conflict, and public perception.
That sounds sus.
yeah, my wife wrote it.
Yeah.
It's called Morris the More.
It reminds us that even the most carefully crafted reputations can crumble in an instant. For Schneider and others, the real takeaway is this: integrity matters more than image, and how you handle adversity defines your character.
And it's a nice movie actually, but the in Spanish, en español, por supuesto.
What are your thoughts on this controversy? Share them in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest stories making waves in Hollywood. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.